Hola everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Roxane. If it's your first time here, then welcome. Today I want to talk about the long list of books that I would love to be able to finish by the end of the year. 100% not going to happen, but I thought I would show you everything that's left on my TBR from the beginning of the year. I think at the end of the year I'm going to look at this list, see if there's any that I do want to carry on to next year or on haul. I've had a lot of these for a lot of years, and if I haven't gotten to them by now, maybe it's just time for a fresh start. So yeah, I want to be able to get through as many of these as possible, but I don't have many hopes that I'll get through all of them, but hopefully I think I can make a significant dent on this. So here are some books that are left on my TBR for the end of the year that I've had since at very least January 1st of this year. Many of these I've had for much longer, but first is Ahiri by Roxane Gay. This is, I believe, her first official collection of short stories. I am not a short story collection person. I don't really enjoy them, but I do love Roxane Gay, and it is a pretty short book, so I did want to give it a try. I don't know that I have seen an audiobook for this one, so I will see, but this may be one that I kind of put off and maybe give to someone else. I have Soledad by Angie Cruz. She's the writer of Dominicana, which was pretty popular, I believe, about 2 or 3 years ago. This is a story about a young 18-year-old girl named Soledad who leaves her family because she sort of can't wait to get away from them, but then receives a call that her mom has fallen ill, and her aunt is basically sure beyond any shadow of a doubt that Soledad's return is the only thing that will make her mom better. So it's about, I'm gonna assume, family dynamics and things like that. Then we have what I think is officially a children's book or a middle grade book, and it is Nilda by Nicolasa Moore. But I think I kind of get sort of Tree Grows in Brooklyn vibes from this one. It's about a young Puerto Rican girl up in Harlem, perhaps. So I've had this one for this is one that I think I might keep even if I'm not able to get to this month. I have quite a few really chunky books that I don't know why I do this to myself. I have 12 Kings of Sharakai by Bradley Bailu. This is a high fantasy kind of desert book that I've had for a long time and haven't been able to get to, but I think there is an audiobook for that, so that might help. I have the Luminaries by Eleanor Catton. This is, I think, like a historical mystery that I've always really wanted to read, so I have that. I have this one, which it is The House of Leaves by Mark Danielski. I mean, can it be done? Yes. Like, there are, you know, almost completely blank pages. I think what I might do is look at Books and Lala's video where she talked about how she read this, because I think she read it first without reading all the extras, got through that, and then read it again and read everything. And that was, I don't know that she says she recommends doing that, but I mean, it did become one of her favorite books of life, and that's how she read it, so who knows, maybe I might just emulate that. I have one that I think I might keep but just like remove from my TBR because it might just be something that I kind of flip through occasionally or just have for reference's sake, and it is Puerto Rico and the Interpretive History from Pre-Columbian Times to 1900 by Olga Jimenez de Wagenheim. And I think this is kind of just like a more academic book than maybe I want to be reading right now. So like I said, that might just be one that I keep just for reference sake or to go through very slowly or something like that. Then I have The Twist Rose Key by Tone Omjo, and it is The Twist Rose Key. It's a fantasy that I don't remember what it's about, but I've had it for a really long time. We'll see. If not, that might be one that goes. East of Eden by John Steinbeck. I've always wanted to read a John Steinbeck. I don't know why I thought East of Eden was the way to start, but yeah, I mean, this is definitely one that I'll keep no matter what. We'll see. Let me know what you think of John Steinbeck and East of Eden. I have, this is, I believe, a sci-fi, either a sci-fi or maybe like a dystopian. I think they said that was like for lovers of, I think it might have been this one, maybe for lovers of Station 11. The Lightest Object in the Universe by Kimi Eisel. have this one. I think there might be an audiobook for that, I'm not sure. I do have an audiobook for Rules of Civility by Amor Tolls. This is Olive from a book Olive's like favorite book of life, and I haven't read it yet. I do have an audiobook for it. I will be getting to that. A couple that I know I don't have audiobooks for, and they're gonna take me longer. Maybe this one not so much because it is a middle grade. It is A Girl Called Justice, The Smuggler's Secret by Ellie Griffiths, and this is, I think, a UK boarding house middle grade mystery, which looks really, really cute, and I do want to get to. Then we have Serena Selena by Mayra Santos Febres. Translated by Stephen Little, and she is an Afro-Boricua author, and this is, I believe, about the sort of drag queen life in Puerto Rico. Then another Puerto Rican author, this is a Puerto Rican sort of classic, and it is Eccentric Neighborhoods by Rosario Ferret. I don't know what this is about, but I think she typically does like family literary fiction, kind of focus on the family, so we'll see. I have Frenchman's Creek by Daphne du Maurier. This is one I will definitely keep if I don't get to, but this also does have an audiobook, so maybe I'll be able to get through that one. I have The Invisible Library by Genevieve Cogman. This is the first in an adult fantasy, I believe, about like spies and a library, and like in London's underground. I'm just like picking at keywords, so it does sound like something I would like. I just haven't gotten to it yet. Pages for You by Sylvia Brownrigg. This I think is the first in like a duology about maybe a lesbian couple in college. I've heard it's really, really sad, and that's kind of what's, I think, kept me from picking it up. We'll see. Then I have Things in Jars by Jess Kidd. I do think I will definitely get to this one. I think I think the sort of atmosphere of it will lend itself nicely to this time of year. I think this is a historical mystery. I think Olive read this recently and really enjoyed it. Then we have a sci-fi chunker that I think I'll enjoy. I don't know, like I just have a feeling about it, but I can't. And again, this is another one that is recommended for fans of Station 11, but I haven't been able to find an audiobook for it, and it is Wanderers by Chuck Wendig. I think, yeah, this is an advanced reader's copy. This is like 750 pages, but I would really like to read it, so. Then we have A Place for Us by Fatima Farquin Mirza. Oh, there's a bookmark in here. This is a literary fiction that I think might be sad, about a family perhaps. And that's the thing, it's like I like literary fiction, but it makes me so sad. This does have an audiobook, so I should be able to get through that if I decide to pick it up. Then we have Disappearing Earth by Julia Phillips. This, I have no idea what it's about. I think I was gifted this by the publisher, which is Nope. One August afternoon on the shoreline of the Kamchatka Peninsula at the northeastern edge of Russia, two girls, sisters 8 and 11, go missing. Oh, so it's a mystery. Okay. Then again, also by Rosario Ferret, is Sweet Diamond Dust and Other Stories. This is a short story collection. Again, I don't know why I do this to myself. I don't like short story collections, but I went through a whole like wanting to read Puerto Rican authors thing, and I bought a bunch of her books used, and that's where that came from. I have a nonfiction called No One Is Illegal by Justin Akers Chacon and Mike Davis. I've had this for years and years and years. I got this from Haymarket Books, which is my favorite nonprofit publishing company. They do a lot of books like these. This is I'm sure gonna be a really difficult one, and I'm sure gonna be one that takes me a really long time. So I don't know that I'm gonna get to this one. I don't know that I won't keep it, but we'll see. And then last but not least, another chunker, over 800 pages. I should have read it sometime this year, because Middlemarch by George Eliot. I have not read any George Eliot. I think Britta was doing an author spotlight, and I should have read it. I don't know if they read this one this year, but I should have alongside them. Probably would have motivated me more. I would like to read George Eliot. I'm sure this one does have an audiobook, because all these kind of classics do. This would be one that I would not listen solely on audiobook. I would listen and read alongside it. I don't know what this is about, honestly. Dorothea Brooke married Edward Casaubon, a clergyman and scholar some years her senior, naively hoping their union would be a true meeting of the minds. Trapped in a lonely marriage to a tyrannical man, she finds companionship with Edward's cousin, but her overtures risk her spotless reputation and jeopardize her future. I'm hoping Edward's cousin is a woman, but I'm gonna assume no. I think I have not missed any of books that I would like to read in the month that I have left of the year. Not gonna happen 100%, but especially not because now that I have 3 jobs. But you know, a girl can wish. And like I said, I will probably do an on-haul of a lot of these that if I don't get to them. I think I did overall really well in my goal of reading the books that I had at the beginning of the year. I think I've done better at that goal this year than I have any other year. I've bought less books this year than I have any other year. I think next year I'll be even more successful at it, because everything that I have I'm so like wholly excited about. So yeah, I mean, it's just about this like last punch, and then I might do a big unhaul, start fresh in 2022 and really get through all of those. And then I don't know, will I ever get my TBR to 0? No, I don't really want to, but I do like this sort of having no more than 1 year turnover period for my books as they come in, get read, and get sort of put in my permanent shelves, of which I have 0 space, by the way. I'm starting to like pile them up next to the TV because I just don't have a lot of space. But yeah, thank you for watching and for listening. Let me know if you've read any of these and what you thought. Let me know if you're like particularly excited for me to get to any of these. Let me know what your reading plans for this year, for the end of the year, are going to be. If you've started planning for next year. I have sort of in my mind started planning, but I haven't. I gave up on my journaling probably during the summer. I do want to get a new journal and start fresh and think better about the types of spreads that I want to do and everything like that. So if I do that, I will be sure to film it all for you all. And yeah, love you all very much, and happy Thanksgiving.